Yo, let's go. Oh man. How you like that? How you like that? How do you like that? Oh, that cool. Yo, shout out to Nerd Slap who put that together for me over the weekend. Holy crap. I was like, that is awesome, man. That was awesome. Man, how you guys man, it is freezing. It is freezing here in Florida. Oh man. Oh man. Spider Limit said we waited for that. Well, I was a little late anyway because I just didn't want to get out of bed. Oh man. I just didn't want to get out of bed. Whew. It's I don't know what the official temperature here in Florida is right now where I'm at in Orlando, but it's like, geez, everybody's cold. Everybody's freezing. I'm like, this is why I live in Florida because I don't want to feel that on my skin ever, ever, ever. Anyway, I like the new intro. A little different, a little upgraded thumbnails, you know. It's a little different. Same J. Don't worry. Mm-mm-mm. BStat says you are now officially goaded. Oh man, that's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Welcome to. I think it's a. Is everybody off today? Today's Martin Luther King Day, right? Yeah. No stock market, no banks, no work, or some of y'all got to go to work. Yeah. King says I'm always off, Jay. Well, we'll find out Tuesday, right? Let's see. I'm working and lurking. Okay. 16-hour day for me. Whew. And I'm going to New York next week. What's up, Hunter? 855 tax. Shout out to you, brother. Thanks for the two. Mark, Andre for two. Supposed to be 0 to 15 in New York Sunday. You telling me when I get to New York, it's supposed to be 10 degrees this coming weekend? Are you freaking serious? It's supposed to like where's the heat wave? I'm gonna die, man. I'm supposed to be in New York on the coldest day of the year. Is that what you're telling me, Mark? I don't even have a winter coat. I'm just like layered. I better check. I better check. I upgraded my thumbnail too. Mikada. Snowing here. Can't wait. Can't wait for Florida in 4 weeks. You're telling me that I'm gonna be in New York. There's gonna be snow on the ground, and it's gonna be that cold. All right, today I might have to like go on Amazon and look for something really heavy. Uh, wow. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Snowstream for sure. Yeah, I'll probably that's probably how I'll break my neck, you know? Probably break my neck. New York City snow might kill you. I'm glad my chat is like so. Ordered book, chirp. Jay's half sand crane son. Yo, shout out, man. I don't even know where we're at on books. I don't even know. Um, Someone will have to tell me in the chat. I didn't even play the trailer. Wear your Canadian bear suit, you'll be fine. I'm not walking around in a onesie in New York. What the heck? Layer up and get a packable puffy jacket, says Island Girl. I might have to go to a Bass Pro Shop and spend some coin right on a coat. Whew. Sorry, what brings you to New York? A free trip. That's the problem. Winter tax is captain. Yeah, man, if I can barely make it, what is it? It's 37 degrees right here in Orlando. If I can't make that, how am I gonna make 10? Get a better heated coat for New York. Oh my gosh. It's also showing 3 to 5 inches of snow in New York City on Sunday. Gonna be the meetup was supposed to be Sunday, but maybe we'll have to maybe I hope I don't know if anyone will brave it, but I guess we'll see. Wow. We have winter here 11 months of the year. Yeah. I hear that. That's why I don't live there. We have summer here 11 months of the year. Summer. Is Welcome to the Rebellion going to continue after this? What do you mean? So when I went to Washington D.C. on a train and my train broke down, they gave me a full credit to use they gave me like a full credit. So I have to use it by February 1st. So I was like, might as well just go to New York, right? One last run. So that's why I'm going. And I had like Hilton points to cover the hotel. So maybe I get stuck there, right? Maybe the snowstorm will come down and I can't get out. Who knows? That'll be whew, that'll be something. I don't know. I don't know where to begin today. There's so much going on. Yeah, to be escape from New York. Hopefully, like the snow and the winter and all that stuff will keep all the weirdos away. And I don't plan on being out. Like, I just plan on being like hanging out in Times Square. Yeah, tonight after. That's right. After the Monday Hangover, which is Hook, by the way, Jay will be on the Golden Age podcast with Isaac, yeah, and the crew. Hopping right over there. Hopping right over there. I will have a tomorrow. I'll announce like where if people can make it out. Make it out if they want to come out and see me at Times Square. I should have like where we'll be. So, like we'll do like lunch on Sunday, something like that. So that way you're not like no one's driving back like at night or anything like that. So, tonight University of Miami will be champ. They got a tough team to face, bro. They got a tough team to face. Tough team. Yeah. Yep, yep. Bad timing. No one wants to go to Man, Kings has told ever since Miami entered the college playoffs, every team Miami was facing, they said Miami was gonna lose. He's been wrong ever since. Hopefully he's wrong again. Hopefully he's wrong. Indiana will annihilate. They probably they might, man. They might. They might. Yeah, look at everybody. Indiana is very, very, very tough. Miami's like Miami kind of lucky they got that far. They played good defense. They played good defense. We'll see. We'll see. Also, I want to note that I was correct, 100% correct. I don't know if Ryan will want to talk about this on daily or not, so we'll see. But I'll bring it up here. I knew with everything in me that Disney Star Wars could not help themselves. And I sold and predicted. They said that they're going to add Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Han Solo, all that stuff, right? They were gonna add them to the theme park of Galaxy's Edge, right? And I said, you know how stupid they are? They're gonna make comic books and books explaining why these characters are at Galaxy's Edge. And boy, they didn't even take a week, right? Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Echoes of the Empire will explain the timeline expansion in a 5-issue saga for Marvel Comic. This is so stupid. It's so stupid. You don't have to do this. It is a theme park. No one cares. People spend money to go there and ride rides and see stuff. They don't care about a timeline. They don't care that you had to write books explaining why now Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker is going to be walking around a theme park. They do not care. Nobody cares. This is dumb. But yet I knew they were going to do this because that's just who they are. They just Lucasfilm, these people, they like I don't know who's running that thing over there, but Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, and Chewbacca head to Batuu. Number one, Chewbacca's already been to Batuu. She's there with Rey in search of important intel and stumble upon a dangerous relic, one that puts them in a collision course with the Empire. The Galaxy's Edge timeline is explained with the original Star Wars trilogy at Disneyland starting April 20th. I was like, they have Avatar IP, Toy Story, like a Toy Story land. They have a lot of places to go. And yet, the one place that should not even be a problem is the Star Wars land. And they so stupid. So here's what they have to do, right? Um, so now like the employees, this is where it gets really stupid. The employees that work at Galaxy's Edge at Star Wars Land, they're gonna have to read and know this story, right? Because when you talk to them, it's supposed to be immersive. So once they read and understand like this story of Luke and Vader, like the whole thing, they'll be able to tell the tale if anybody asks them. Which could have easily been done if they had just sent an email. But yeah, I knew it, man. I knew it. It's just, and it's not that like I had an inside scoop. It's just this is the behavior, right? This is just how they behaved. Like anytime they made a change to Galaxy's Edge, they came out with books trying to explain it. It doesn't make any sense. I know. Who wants to do homework at a theme park? Like, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Oh well. Good luck. Good luck with your little Star Wars comic book, you know? Good luck over there. Let's see. How about this, guys? How about this? Dairy Queen. Yeah, I got up a little late, so I might be a little slow. Dairy Queen to release a new cinnamon toast crunch dipped cone. Man, that sounds delicious, but not today. What's up, Sarah? Says working but popping in to say hey. Hey, we have goaded to pass, genius to gross. How does anybody here not like cinnamon toast crunch? Oh my gosh, Sarah, all the way in the UK, doesn't know what cinnamon toast crunch is. You don't know what cinnamon toast crunch is? No wonder your country's fallen. What? No wonder you got problems over there. How you not have cinnamon toast crunch in your life? It's only like the best cereal in the world. Man, do you even know what breakfast cereal is? You have kings and queens over there and you don't freaking have cinnamon toast crunch? What? What? Man, now I really feel sorry for you guys over there. Man, I feel sorry for you. Bruce says because it's poison. Yeah, but it's so good. Stop being scientific over here, Bruce. It's cinnamon toast crunch. We're Americans. That's what we do. You should at least try it one time, man. It's freaking good. It's freaking good. He said, I know I eat it. Yo, that's funny. Cole Osmer 2 says you could get a a G1 Jazz with Cookie Crisp back then. Oh. Brits have blood pudding cereal. I don't even want to know what that is. I'm just saying that's why people miss. I hear you, man. Oh, that's right. We Americans also have diabetes and cancer. That's right. That's right. Grapthar's Hammer says, Jay missed my super. All right, hold on, hold on. Did I? My bad. Here we go. Here it is. What would you do if Don Lemon interrupted your church? Try to pray the gay away? Is that what Don Lemon did? Did he try to interrupt the church? That I didn't see. All right. I didn't see that. Did he really? Is there video of that? Hold on. I got to find that. Hold on. Before we play that, look what Wasp made. Is there music to this? This is me in New York. At least you got the legs right. I appreciate that. I got white Crocs on. And cut off shorts. Oh man. And I'm gonna die. And I gotta check, like I really gotta do research after the show today about winter weather. If it's gonna be that cold. Holy crap. I don't want to get like frostbite and have my toes taken off. I got the jorts on. I respect it. Got the jorts on. Let me see. Don Lemon entering a church. That missed me. I had kind of a rough weekend, but we're okay. We went through it. You discover, like, you ever have those times when, like, wait, hold on. All right, here it is. I have not seen this. Holy crap, Wasp. Bikini season is right around the corner. Reminder fun. You want to see me in a bikini? Or what you're saying is, Wasp got her own emoji. Look at that. What you're saying is, don't eat Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Oh, no, don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. After this New York trip, I'm back at it. So, like, MegaCon, I should be down like 20 pounds easy. Fingers crossed. See my nice jawline, sort of, will come back. We'll see how it goes. Wasp with a $100 donation saying, "Don't get fat, Jay. Don't eat that crap." Nah, it'll be like 2 eggs in the morning, steak at night. It's gonna be brutal, but we'll get it done. Got to get the breads out of my life, right? That's how it is. J-Rex says too late for that. Don't forget the bacon, Jay. All right. A lot of jogging. Actually, I'll ride my bicycle. Jogging a little heavy on the knees, huh? Turn that pyramid upside down. That's right. Yo, Steve says we have 1,141 books sold. That's incredible. That's incredible. Yeah, you'll see. Don't worry. I'm on days now. It's wired not having you put me to sleep, but getting my morning moving. Jay is church in the home for you, or do you have one you attend? There's one that I always there's a small church that we went to. And when I can't make it, I can watch them online. Which I appreciate it. But yeah, I think it's probably a good habit to try to get into finding. For me, like, usually it's like little churches are the best, you know. Actually, I'll say this again. Churches that in my opinion, churches that do a lot of social work in their community, I think are probably rooted in in probably a stable, good church that like helps like maybe seniors or, people in the community, stuff like that. I think that's a great sign of a stable church. If you must know. Nerd slaps over there. Yo, I played your intro this morning, brother. I gave you a nice shout out. helping the community doesn't necessarily have to be their focus, but like it just should have little aspects, if that makes sense. Like helping the poor should be a part of the church. That's all. And like I like the fact that if I'm traveling, I could watch it online, you know? But right now, there's a guy in our chat named Faithful Geek, and I'm gonna shout him out. He probably hates it when I do that. He's also a pastor, and like he's the guy that I've been watching his church because I want to visit one day when I'm in that area. So I've been taking a lot of notes, so when I meet him in person, I could correct his sermons. You know, you know, I'm a worship pastor at a small church of 50. Get the freak out. What instrument do you play? What instrument do you? I watch Potential Church all the time. Potential? Isn't that a church in Fort Lauderdale? Hey Jay, did you see my chat that Ryan's stream got taken down for copyright like at 6:30 or 7? Really? I did not know that. I was kind of like I know Potential Church. I know the pastor there. I took some of those long time ago. Well, it used to be First Baptist of Fort Lauderdale. Grapthar's Hammer says I was preaching about Daniel chapter 7 and 9 prophecies last weekend. Ooh. Ooh. If you want to listen to a fun church online, I recommend Faithful Geek. The worship music won't come out online as well as it is in live, so like you have to like just skip that part. Oh. If anybody's interested, let me know. He probably hates that I say that. He put a little pressure on him, right? Anyway, we'll see if he shows up in chat today. Nerd Slap Gaming, there it is, brother. I played your intro this morning. It was awesome. I was running a little late. I loved it. Because it had been claimed by Disney's copyright, one item. Disney copyrighted what he played? Huh. Nurse Leslie, I'm glad you like it. Nah, man, I love it, dude. I freaking love it. I freaking love it. If anything else you need, let me know. Yes, sir. Oh, there he is. Some people were asking me like if I watch a church online, and I gave them I said your church. Just so I could take a bunch of notes and correct you when I see you, you know. That's an old joke, man. It's an old joke of like this. There used to always be someone in the church that would like send the pastor a bunch of notes on how bad he was. So I was like, if anybody wants to listen to a church online because they don't go, let me know and I'll send them your church. But not I not and then I was like, he probably hates that I do that. You probably hate that I do that. Your sermons are on point. I give you that. It's nice. It's simple. You're not out there dancing. You ain't got like a sparkly suit on. You know, you're not screaming. You're not kicking stuff. You walk up to the podium. You got your little iPad and your Bible. You read. You teach. You send everybody home. That's me, man. That's what I like. So that's not for everybody, but that's what I like. I gotta check out Grapthar's Hammer. I don't know if you're online. No Kevin. No, sorry. Starting in March, I'm leading a study on the Sermon on the Mount for my adult Sunday school class. That's awesome, man. Yeah, he doesn't. Faithful Geek doesn't do any backflips. I was like a little disappointed in that. You know, just a little bit. Just trying to bring them. Hey, man, I love it's all good. You know, it's all good, man. I like it, bro. I like it. I like it. And listen, you can email me if you're like, Jay, don't be embarrassing me or putting my church live stream on there. So I was like, all right, I won't do that. I would never do that. Black flip. Listen to me. I said black flips. Back flips would not go well. No. No. Don Lemon tries to lecture a pastor on the First Amendment after a mob of far leftists stormed a church in Minneapolis. Pastor's like, this is unacceptable. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christian worship. Lemon says, listen, there's a constitution. Oh, dude, no way. No way. All right, hold on. Let's see what we got here.
What do you think of this? I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship. So,
but there were folks who will.
I have to take care of my flock.
Okay, but listen, we live in there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest.
We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ.
I want to be very respectful. Please don't push me though.
We're here to worship Jesus.
Yes.
Are you freaking? I'm here respectful. Please don't push me. Brother, you're all up in the man's face. And who knows what your breath smells like, because we know you don't like women. That's all I got to say. We don't know what's been in that mouth before you did this interview, and you're trying to like huff and puff in this dude's face. Are you serious? I'm just saying. Maybe that guy don't want to smell that. You know what I mean? If you know, you know.
That's why we're here. Okay, that's why we're here. Okay. That's what we're about.
Don't you think Jesus would be understanding
we're about
and love these folks?
We're about spreading the love of Jesus.
But did you try to talk to them as a
no
Christian?
one is willing to talk.
Okay,
I have to take care of my church and my family, so I asked that you actually would also leave this building.
You don't want us to
unless you're here to worship. Unless you're here to worship.
I'm always worship. I'm a Christian.
We're here to worship. Yeah. We're here to worship.
There's no way he just said I'm a Christian. This is what happens when you have a perverted gospel that is being pushed out into the world, where people don't understand the truth of what being a Christian is. And that perverted truth gets accepted by a group of people that believe a perverted gospel that is not the real gospel. The Bible is very clear in it says you will know that they are Christians by their love, right? You will know. Basically saying, and I got a bunch of pastors in here, so please correct me. I'm not a theologian. But I did a little research here and there, you know, spent some time. Basically saying you could kind of, the Christian life, you should be able to see someone and go, there's something a little different about that person. There's something that person has that I don't have. There's something going on over there. Like there's something happening in that man's life, that woman's life, that child's life. There's something going on over there. You will know that they were Christians by their love. This man has like zero love, man, by his actions. And how could you interrupt a service and say Jesus is okay with that while you're scaring people that are there to work? Like, give me a break, dude. That ain't it, man. That ain't it. Even like the early Christians, even from the Bible, they taught in the temple, but they didn't force themselves into the temple. I don't know if that makes sense. They weren't like storming and mobbing in the temples and stuff like that. And then when they weren't allowed to teach in the temple, they just had their own gatherings. It's just like, you know, Jesus was pretty clear when he walked around. People are like, hey, I want to follow you. He's like, oh, yeah, well, you want to do this? You want to do that? It's funny when you read the teachings of Jesus, how he, in a lot of cases, and again, please correct me, pastors, if you're listening. In a lot of cases, he almost like pushed people away. He's like, you don't know what you're asking for, buddy. You don't know what sacrifices you might have to do. You don't know what I'm going to ask you to do. Are you sure this is the life that you want? It's not sunshine and rainbows over here. But I can promise you peace. I can promise you hope. I can promise you a life forever. Like Jesus was pretty clear. Like, for example, the rich young ruler showed up. This guy's like, hey, I read my Bible. I know every verse. I've been to church my whole life. Let me follow you. And Jesus is like, yeah, you want to follow me, buddy? You really do? You really want to follow me? Sell everything you have and give to the poor. You'll be my right-hand man. And the guy was like, I'm good. I don't want to follow you. You know, I'm okay. Like, I don't want to follow. He's like, yeah, well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah, Jesus did that count like a lot. He would teach lessons and people, and then the disciples would come back to him and be like, hey, Jesus, man, I got to ask you a question. We're confused. What do you even mean? What are you even talking about? He's like, hey, man, those that are going to get it are going to get it. Those that ain't, they're going to keep it moving, man. You know, not to give a sermon in the morning. Apologies if like you didn't come. I'm just saying, like in this case, I'm just saying. Yeah, number one. Number two, Don Lemon knows he could storm a church and be like that because most Christians, most churches aren't gonna. They're not gonna push back that hard, right? Like this pastor wasn't, you know. And everyone's right. I'd love to see him do it in a mosque. You know? I'd love to see him do it in a mosque. Let's see him storm a mosque, see how that ends up. You know? But that's all right, because one day, one day, and I believe this, whether you believe it or not, I believe Jesus coming back, and he ain't playing games, man. He not playing games when he comes back. It's not going to look good. It's not going to end well for some people. It's not. So that's it'll happen. Things will get cleaned up, and it ain't gonna look nice. Ain't gonna look nice. And with that being said, I also feel like because I don't want people to think like, oh my gosh, man, I try like I think a lot of it in becoming a Christian, the beauty of becoming a Christian and not and like walking with Jesus is exactly how the disciples give us such a great example of you ain't gotta be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. You're gonna mess up on a daily basis. Friends are going to stab you in the back. People are going to abandon you. You got to keep up. You got to keep going. You got to keep walking. You got to keep chucking along. Don't give up. Don't let people drag you down. Shake off people if you have to. Sometimes it's a lonely road. Sometimes people use you. Sometimes people will like take advantage. It's sometimes, but you got to shake it off and keep going, man. You got to keep walking. You got to. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. It ain't easy. There are wonderful, wonderful times. Wonderful times. There are also really hard times. And if I had any advice, right, the hardest thing to do is try to find a certain group of people, even if it's just one that will either be a reflection of where you want to be or be some kind of example. Like if you got people in your life that are constantly using, abusing, it's like you got to get them freaking things out. You got how hard as it might be, you got to get them out of your life, man. Anyway, all that being said, this is rough.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Is there video of like the church being? What is this? Why hasn't Don Lemon been arrested for this blatant violation of the FACE Act? What is that? He's harassed this man both inside and outside the church. He needs to be in handcuffs.
These people have come into our house and they've interrupted our worship.
Man, first of all, Don Lemon, disgrace, was fired from CNN. I hear you, man. Hey, listen, an angry man that can control his anger is the most dangerous man in the world. I was reading that this weekend. You know that, Bruce? An angry man. Most men are. I was reading this thing, and I don't know if it's true. Most men are angry. Most men have an anger inside of them, right? Either from being hurt in the past, whatever it is. I hear you, Bruce. I hear you. But for some reason, an angry man that can control his anger is one of the most dangerous men in the world. You know? Is that a true statement, men? Right now, I'm controlled by my hunger. Yeah, a lot of men are just like, there's an anger inside of you, inside of all of us for some reason, man. That's my secret, Jay. I'm always angry. That's why the Hulk, like, sometimes I feel like that is one of the reasons why a lot of men relate to the Hulk, you know? He's just constantly angry. We don't know why. Mm-mm-mm. And men do things all the time to keep themselves at peace. You have to keep going, man. You know? You got to keep going. An angry man that loses control causes chaos. What a live stream this morning. I didn't know we were going here, but, we like to believe we live in a world of law. Yeah. For the guys in the chat, right? For the guys in the chat, you ever you ever notice you're having a wonderful day and there's like one little thing, one of the most annoying things kind of could set off your anger like that, right? Everything's going great, man. You had a great breakfast. The music is kicking, man. Everything is good. And like something, just one little annoying thing, pop, could set off a man's anger. One little annoying thing. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Boom. One little thing, man. One little thing. Maybe that's why we have more hobbies than women to help ease the anger inside. Maybe. It's how it is, man. It's how it is. Beware the anger of a man who laughs a lot. Are you talking about me? Oh, I get upset. I get upset and angry. I get upset. I think I think what really bothers me is people you've promoted or have done a lot for, and then they just completely just turn their back on you, you know? Like you have somebody's back and it's like, "Hey, I got you, man. I got you going through it. I got you." And then it's like when things are good, it's like, "I don't need you no more. I don't need you no more." It's like one of those things. Names, Jay. No, no, no. Hey, man. I'm at. Are you talking about X-wing? No. Who knows Jay's anger? He's talking about Beardo. No, I'm not. Oh my gosh. Don't forget my $5 super. I don't want to make you angry. I was just like, I was going through when I was reading that stuff, I was going through a list of things, you know. Jay, pull up the first video. Wait. Jay, pull up the first video when they entered and they were yelling at everybody. I'm looking for it. We'll see how this goes. Don Lemon likes poo poo on his pee pee. That's right. Sermons by Pastor Jay. Yeah, it was a rough weekend. There's wicked virtue with a cup of coffee in the morning. I got my coffee right here. Jay versus Star Wars theory? Nah. Wicked calms angry men in here. Sometimes women sometimes women can be calming, or sometimes you can find out like women they're the source of your anger. Let's see what this guy has to say.
This is a house of peace, and we try to proclaim that. And this stirs division and rancor. And in the end, it's not helpful. Ultimately, I believe they've lost. They've emptied a house of worship. Everybody's gone home. Their point has been proven worthless. And so, in the end, I think they lose. But more importantly, if I was to break into any of their houses uninvited, cause derision and upset according to their values, I would be kicked out ultimately. It's not a good way. I feel violated.
What is the point of them storming a church? Like, I don't understand. Like, what was the point of this? It makes he's absolutely correct. And we mentioned that on this show. We mentioned this that ultimately they're gonna come for they'll come for the Bible ultimately. So ultimately they would like that's the ultimate plan in my, if they can get good that like Christian like so they have now claimed like Christianity is basically white man's religion. When you hear them talk, you know, and it's like this is a white man's religion. That's a problem. all that stuff. So it's not shocking that they would raid a church. That makes no sense. Like, he's right. Like, for their cause, like, it makes no sense.
I feel interrupted.
And Don Lemon leading the charge, fired, disgraced Don Lemon. White religion. Yeah, dude. Like, when you hear them talk, like these freaking liberals, when they talk about Christianity, they're like, oh, it's a white religion and all that. Like, you hear them talking, you're like, I feel sad. Like, how do you function in society? Listen, I have a hard time functioning. I ain't the smartest ruler in the deck, whatever. And it's like, how do you function in society knowing like you're this stupid? But I will say this, I really feel if they keep doing stuff like this, also, they won't do stuff like this in Texas, Florida, probably Tennessee, maybe Georgia. They won't be doing that kind of stuff there. I know for a fact the churches that I've gone to, like, everybody's packing. And like the castle laws apply to religious worship too. So they could get away with it in these places for now. And that's the thing. Like, they know this. They know this. Let them try that in the churches up in West Virginia. Let's see how that works out. I'm just saying. I gotta be saying. Ladybug says, yeah, my uncle works security at a church. I'm just saying. But you know what they've done? I bet this church gets a lot. I bet this church here gets a lot of attention. And it might even be freaking packed out next Sunday.
I feel angry.
Oh, there it is. There, we just talked about it. I feel angry. The most dangerous man in the world can control their anger and be calm. I feel angry.
Can I ask you something? When you were saying if you had showed up at their house, they're saying that people are showing up at houses where they're citizens without due process and breaking and entering the house. One that we saw, I've been watching from New York, with a battering ram into someone's private property, and there's no recourse. There's no, you understand what I'm saying?
This is all part of a much larger dialogue, in my opinion. On one side are people who watched a previous administration bring 12 million people in over the course of 4 years, and many of them undocumented, many of them criminals. Etc. This is another administration's corrective. Now, whether you agree with the policies or procedures,
these white idiots with their hands up. Holy crap.
I think I could actually be sympathetic to some of the things where there have been
connection lost,
challenges to action and decency. At the same time,
you telling me Don Lemon couldn't even get proper internet for this? And you telling me this guy is going to be storming the churches and he didn't even have proper internet?
These are what are called targeted interventions by ICE to keep the American people safe.
If I respectfully may interject here, I've been out reporting on a lot of these, and they're not targeted. There are no warrants signed by a judge. Let me finish. And they're American citizens, many of them. There's
the key right there. That's the most important person in all of this right here. This is the most important. Got to do it. I'm telling you, if there was no cameras or anything going on, it would look so different. This is it right here.
Let me finish. And they're American citizens, many of them. Most of the people that they detain don't have criminal convictions or criminal records.
I'm not going to get into the weeds. This is.
But you should know that, though. Don't you think that's part of it?
Yes, and I could also.
Yeah, but what about the? All right, hold on.
Also show you many opposing sides where we're also picking up the very criminals that have put Americans in danger, and. I'm not saying it's pretty. I'm not saying it's not messy. I'm not saying it couldn't be better. I'm saying this is a part of a much larger dialogue in which one administration caused a great deal of chaos and havoc and danger for American citizens, and another is trying to correct that.
Do you believe that? Why? Honestly,
Okay.
let me talk to you
Listen,
just on the
you're not
facts.
a journalist.
Yes, I am. I want to give you the facts.
No.
Did you know that undocumented people and immigrants
We're
commit
done.
far less crime
We're done.
than American citizens?
The freak? Do you want to know why illegal immigrants commit less crime? All right, hold on. Let me break this down. I'm about to drop some knowledge here. Good old Jay. What Don Lemon is saying is technically correct. American citizens do more crime technically than an illegal that's in this country simply because of the volume of Americans versus illegals that we don't even know are in this country. Right? So yes, if you can manipulate that statistic, you can manipulate that all you want and use that as a headline and saying, yes, American citizens are more crime. But, Don, you're missing the biggest point of all. The biggest point is that they are here illegally, which makes them a criminal. So your stat means absolutely nothing. It means nothing. It means absolutely nothing because that means 100% of the illegal aliens in this country are criminals. So the stat that you're using, which I've seen, which could be from the state of Nebraska, you know? You use like a state out there, South Dakota, which they have on record. Yeah, more U.S. citizens have caused crimes than illegal aliens in South Dakota. Okay, there's your talking point right there. There's your talking point. It's like, yeah, okay, your stat is correct, kind of. But the fact is, you're not putting in the biggest stat of all is that they've already committed a crime. What the freak, man? Oh, I missed the lurkers. All right. Let me catch up. Hey Jay, just relocated to the coastal Georgia from the People's Republic of Massachusetts. I'm training a new federal officers in counterterrorism. Going back to church, living a healthy life. See you in Savannah or St. Augustine. Bro, can I ask you a question? You're training federal officers in like a counterterrorism? Would there be any chance in the world I could drive up to Georgia and you could put me through like a class and we could vlog it? I don't know if it's like top secret or anything, you know? could it be like, hey, it'd be like I'd vlog it and be like, Jay's taking a counterterrorism class. Maybe it's just book etiquette. I don't know. You know, freaking Jack Bauer over here. Also, James, Mexican Iron Man, who's in the chat, is a respected, no matter what he says, is a respected member of society that maybe I will reach out to you. I think that would be kind of a fun video, right? Or maybe I could like go out on the training course or something and like, oh, all right. Okay, James, I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be real. In Washington, D.C., I don't know if they still do this. Up in Washington, D.C. area, you guys are about to get some more knowledge. I don't know if they do this anymore. Near the FBI building training facility, they were constantly at the college campuses looking for students that were in like the drama clubs and stuff like that. And they would hire them to act out something where the FBI agents could train and like bug a hotel room and all that stuff and everything. So you'd get like a script, nothing very serious. And they would hire like, you know, people that were in drama, like in college to like for a weekend. Did you guys not know this? Colleges were a wonderful place to get your teeth done. Yes, role players. We had. All right. So what I'm saying is, how cool would it be if I could be a terrorist? If you could use me as a terrorist for like some training and we can vlog it. We can vlog it. I just get my butt beat up, you know? Oh, Mark says I just heard that out of context. Jay's ready to LARP for the FBI. I can't believe none of you guys ever like knew that and did that kind of stuff. I told you, wouldn't y'all be shocked if I was part of the witness protection program and then like I just disappeared? Anyway, yeah, just reach out. I don't want to give out any. You don't have to give out anything else. How crazy would that be? Jay's a snitch. Confirmed. Yeah, I could be a pirate. That's right. Anyway, I think that would be fun. I used to live at. I told you, like I used to live up north, and the FBI, the CIA. I'm glad. Thank you for, first of all, James, thank you for confirming that those things exist, because I bet if I said it, a lot of people are like, I don't know what you're talking about, Jay. But yeah, they would hire, you know, they get us from like from the drama club. They did that for medical. Like if like you could get hired and you go to the medical facility and they'd be like, all right, you gotta pretend you have AIDS. So, and then they try to diagnose you, you know, all that stuff. God bless you, Jay. Chat and lurkers. Yeah, shout out to all the lurkers. Sorry I missed you this morning. We were in deep. We were in deep. Shout out to all the lurkers. Thanks for being deep with me. You know what I could do, James? How about if I open up a fake daycare you know? And then like we could see if but actually I was funneling a terrorist organization, you know? That's pretty awesome. Jay works for James O'Keefe. Dan, maybe phrasing. Maybe a little bit of phrasing on that. A little bit of phrasing. Jason New. Yeah, let me be Hans Gruber for a day. My only thing is like, I think it would be fun if I could record some of that and make a vlog. Like, guys, today I'm in Georgia. I'll be helping out the U.S. government in their counterterrorism tactics. So I will be. We can't show everything. But I'm going down as a terrorist. We're gonna see how smart our government is if they can bust me. And here's the role I got to play. You know, give me a fake beard or something. You know. Dan says sorry. English is my second language. Oh man. That's funny. Viva la lurkers. Shout out to y'all. Steven says, time for Christians to stop acting like Ned Flanders. I'm not endorsing violence, but at what point do we hit a bully back? Yeah, so that's what I was saying. They can get away with it in the pockets of areas that they can. But this should make people angry. It really should, that they're violating a religious place just for their stupid little protest. And the thing is, these mentally ill people, when they see that, when they see like, oh, if I get into a church, I'll make the headline news. So let's do more than that, right? Let's keep doing that. People will push back. They won't get away with that in certain states or cities. Not even close. They would be foolish. Absolutely foolish. Do that up in the Church Hills in West Virginia? Nah, dude. The South don't play, man. When it comes to church like that, they don't play. Listen, you remember, in this same state, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, in this same state, it wasn't that long ago that a freaking trans person went into a Catholic church school and shot it up at children. And what the heck? What even happened? What was even done? Right? It made the news. They came out and defended trans people, and they got it out of the news as quick as possible. Right? Nothing. So they knew right then and there, this is the state we can do this at. We can do this in this state. They already knew. They already knew. Forget about the Catholics and the children. We got to defend the trans people. Disgusting. Those poor children, man, disgusting, you know. Morning, Jay. I didn't get the best news from my doctor on Friday. Infusions start next week. Still feeling positive. Please keep the prayers up. God bless. Yeah, dang, brother. Keep us posted, man. Please keep us posted. Where's C3PO's pirate hat? You got to see if it was sent back to you, Donna. I no longer have a P.O. box. B-Man, I don't know if you hear this. I no longer have a P.O. box as of yet. And, you know, hopefully, like, the stuff that was sent to the original one is being forwarded. Like, so it could be lost in somewhere. So that's all. Hopefully it comes, because I would keep that pirate hat on the whole time. Let's see. technically wasn't what I was going over today, but I'm glad. I'm kind of glad to call this stuff out. Paul Chappell. Paul Chappell is the senior pastor. Okay, let's see.
Today in Minneapolis, Minnesota, a group of activists led by Don Lemon stormed a Baptist church by the name of Cities Church during their worship time. They were screaming and chanting, disrupting the singing and the preaching because they suspected an ICE officer may attend the church. This is a violation of what is known as the FACE Act. And not only do we condemn this act, but tonight I want to demand that the Department of Justice investigate what took place in Minneapolis, apprehend those who broke the law, and arrest them accordingly.
I'm an unapologetic Trump supporter, voter. My heart breaks because sadly, nothing probably will be done. You know, shout out Yellow Flash. Sadly, nothing will be done. I hope something's done. I hope. But we've seen this time and time again. The evidence is on people's cell phones. There's no denying what happened here. There's nothing. I think if they had the right, I don't know what the law is. I think that pastor should sue not only the state for not doing anything, and maybe Don Lemon himself. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. If they can, they need to be made an example of. Jay, God works in mysterious ways. That is my saving grace in all this, is that if the government won't do anything, I know the big man upstairs will take care of everything. Maybe not today or tomorrow, and maybe not in our eyesight, but he usually does a good job. He usually does. I do remember when, for example, remember when that young man wore a MAGA hat in Washington, D.C. with his students, and that Indian was beating that drum in his face? You guys remember that young man? You remember that? And he was shredded by the media. He was ripped apart. He was called all kinds of names. People were saying he started violence. Nick Sandmann, that's correct. He's causing violence on the streets. He should be arrested. He should be kicked out of the school. He should be $250 million later. You don't see anybody doing that anymore. You know? God will give me justice for what Jay did to me. Again, Dan, I'm going to get you a thesaurus to help with your sentence structure. Okay? That's all I'm saying. $250 million, and you never see that type of stuff again. So, yeah, I'll give you that. The Lord plays the long game. Human plays the short game. It would be nice, though. It would be cool. Maybe. I'd say that today. Freaking lightning would come down from heaven just one time. But see, I wasn't the only one. There. All right, listen, just for an example. And my pastor friends in the chat, if you're still here, there was a story where Jesus went to preach, and the people were like, man, get out of here with that message. I don't want to hear that sermon. Get out of here with all that Christian stuff. I don't want to hear it. And James and John looked over at Jesus and said, man, forget these people, man. Give us some power. Let us send fire down from heaven to burn them all alive. And Jesus like, just calm down, man. Calm down. Calm down. Like, let me handle it my way. Let me handle it my way. Trust me. I always remember that story because it's like, yes, all of us want to be in that part where like, you know what, God, you see this? Can you send some fire down from heaven? And Jesus was like, just take a deep breath. Take a day, man. Take a day. Go touch some grass, you know. I got it covered. I got it covered. So yeah, don't worry. Even the disciples felt the way we felt. You know? They were just as angry and mad. And they wanted to burn people up. They're called the sons of thunder. Yeah, that's why they were called the sons of thunder in the Bible. Because they wanted to rain down fire from heaven on people who like was making fun of them. Oh, I would have loved to have been there. Now is a good time to remind people that the police and the state are under no legal obligation to protect you and your family's property. Dan Vass says, God is more creative. Lightning is boring. I give you that. That's well said. That's well said. Well said.
MAGA administration and the fake news MAGAs are losing their mind over something that's not even true. So let me just make it clear, because this assistant attorney general, I don't know, gosh, what's her name? Something Emmett Dillon or whatever. So I had no affiliation to that organization. I didn't even know they were going to this church until we found.
Oh, here. Let me be clear and let me put this on the videotape. I have no, like, I didn't even know who these people were. I just kind of rambled and walked and stumbled and bumbled into the church. I don't know. So please don't prosecute me. Please don't put me in trouble. Please. You know, I don't want no problems. Listen, I was fired from CNN. I'm just a YouTuber now. That's all I am.
All of them there. We were there chronicling protests. Once the protest started in the church, we did an act of journalism, which was report on it and talk to the people who were involved, which included the pastor, members of the church. And
you literally told the pastor, don't you put your hands on me. We saw it. He goes, don't push me. You literally ran up to the, bro, these people, man, they live in a world that doesn't exist. There has got to be a study someday about main character syndrome with people. There has got to be a study. He just thinks he's the main character and can do whatever he wants. And then when he does something illegal, he's just like, it wasn't me. It's called an act of journalism. This is the same mother trucker that condemned Nick Shirley for walking in and asking questions. You can't make this crap up. This freaking dude was like, yeah, he shouldn't have been doing that. You just literally did the same freaking thing. I don't need to see anymore. Man, who started this? This took over my whole show. That's all right. It's good stuff. This is what terrorist Don Lemon did in church today. Yeah, Pam. Yeah, they're not going to do anything. Wow. Again. I just want to see the video of them going inside. Oh, And all this stuff is caught on, like, Don Lemon sees kids fleeing church.
Watch this guy here. Look, he's hugging his kid. And you know, I've imagined it's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here. But again, careful. It's very slippery right here. Yeah. It's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here. But that's what really careful, please. Really slippery. Not kidding. That's what protesting is about. And so
this is what protesting is about, is coming into a place of worship and shooing all the people away.
Watch this guy.
Oh, brother. Brother. All right, hold on. This is the last thing, and then we'll move on. I think this is this has the video of them like running inside the church.
Tell us, why are you doing this?
This is Operation Pull Up, more of a clandestine operation. We show up somewhere that is a key location. They don't expect us to come there, and then we disrupt business as usual. So that's what we're about to go do right now. Demanding justice for Renee Good and letting them know that this will not stand. They cannot pretend to be a house of God while harboring someone who is directing ICE agents to wreak havoc upon our community and who killed Renee Good, who almost killed a 6-month-old baby.
Does it even need to be said? If you want to protest in a dangerous situation, which is your right, why in the world are you bringing a 6-month-old baby out to a protest? Why? How stupid do you have to be? I am just assuming here for YouTube purposes. I am just speculating. I am putting on a tinfoil hat. And this is how crazy these people are. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if this woman, not this woman on the screen, but the woman that brought out her little children to a protest was hoping that something bad happened to the children so that she could make it on the news, so she could be a martyr, so she could be like, look what I did, look, I sacrificed my children so that we could stop ICE. It would not freaking surprise me. What kind of an idiot are you to think that it's okay to bring a baby out into a protest when you know what's going on out there, where they get violent, where tear gas is thrown, where things are like happening? How stupid do you have to be? It just, the only thing that could make sense of it is that she was hoping that something happened to her child. That's the only thing I could think of. I hope something happens to my baby because I'll be on the front page news. I'll be on every news show. I'll be on every talk show. I'll make all kinds of money. I'll be popular. Look at me sacrificing my child at the altar of wokeness. Like, are you freaking kidding me? That's the only thing. That's how crazy these people are. We live in a country where you're allowed to protest. That's the freedom. I hope we never lose that freedom. I hope we never lose that freedom. Try protesting like this in Iran or in other countries. See what happens. You know? But at the other side of the coin is sometimes us being a little too free allows the crazies to roam. You know? That's all I'm saying.
Enough is enough. I am a reverend on top of being a lawyer.
Oh, you're... The perverted gospel is spreading, and I pray for all of you here and everyone that's really seeking the truth of God. I really pray that you never end up in a church that sells you a false gospel. I really pray that you never end up in a place that gives you a bill of goods and gives you a false gospel. That to me is the most heartbreaking thing ever. Is that there are people, hopefully, I know like God is God and he's bigger than all of this. And if someone is really seeking him and wanting to know him and wanting to understand him, I believe even if they go to a church like this, he will reveal themselves to them and be like, this ain't it, chief. It's time to go. But there are other, it's just.
And an activist. So I come here in the power of the Almighty God.
Tell us.
You come here in the power of going to a buffet before you showed up. That's great. Behind every black activist, behind every black woman activist is a retarded, progressive white woman. This is the woman that stormed the church in Minnesota with Don Lemon. Behind every freaking there's a progressive white woman. Yep. Cheering them on. Funding them. Everyone. Bondi is useful as a as a teat on a boar hog. Yo, shout out for the $50 donation, Leon. Everything is legal if laws are not enforced. Yeah, 100%. That failure starts with the local government and goes up to the DOJ. Shout out, man, for the $50 donation. Thanks for keeping the lights on here. Listen, also, I know we spent a lot of time on religion and pastors and stuff, and oh man, look at my eyes. I'm sleepy. It was a rough weekend. I had a rough weekend. Anyone can be a pastor in America. It used to be a time, and I studied this, so I know, chat. Trust me. In order to be a pastor in certain churches like Baptist Church, you had to have an MDiv, a Master in Divinity. An MDiv is what they call it. And that was a lot of work to do to get a Master of Divinity. Nowadays, I can just go online and print one out and then turn it into the government and say I'm a pastor. I don't have to pay taxes, especially in some states. And I could start my own church. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Man, shout out to the $50 dono, man. Thanks for keeping the lights on. Wait a minute. Carl says, hey, chat, I got something gross to ask. Oh, yeah, go ahead. 7 years of seminary for me. Yeah. Starscream went to church. Actually, he did. I thought this was your church, Jay. No, man, go to a real church with real loving people that serve the community. That's why I always want to be corrected in the chat by by a person, like by a real pastor if I mess this up. Yeah, you used to have to go to seminary. Some people had to get their Masters of Divinity before they were even considered. You know? It took study and planning and understanding. Listen, there it is. Are you a pastor too? How many pastors we got in here? I hope y'all are praying for me. Holy crap. It's studying the Greek and Hebrew and the history and all that stuff. It's like you are literally teaching people to have a spiritual connection with God. You would think you would want someone to study this stuff they're about to teach for years on end before they go out there and vomit this stuff. Everyone's a pastor. I'm a pastor. I'm a pastor. I'm a pastor too. I'm not a pastor. I hope you're praying for me. Proceeds to say, holy crap. Oh, man. I've been contemplating joining the Orthodox Church. Too many diet Christians running around. I'm not a pastor. I'm just a black man that knows better. My husband is a chaplain. Get the freak out of here. Studying to be an Orthodox priest. Are you freaking serious? Yo, that's cool. Listen, I'm not there yet, chat. I'm not like my brain. I am I'm at this point in my religious walk where I don't like labels. I'm not saying anyone is better than others. I don't like saying I'm a Catholic, I'm going to Orthodox, I'm going to Presbyterian, I'm going to Pentecostal, I don't like, for me, I just don't like that stuff. It's just today. I just want to go to a church, learn a little bit about God in my life, help some people along the way, just keep it simple. You know, there's a lot of stories in the Bible where people just kind of kept it simple. You know? But I don't want that to hinder I don't want anyone to be like, well, man, if an Orthodox church is where you got to be, I think that's great. I think that's freaking awesome. Summary, don't be like Don Lemon. Yeah. Not a pastor, but I have thought about going back to church after. You should. You should. Orthodox is the way. Yeah, I'm being condemned here. If you're in this chat, you don't know where to start, man, just start with the book of Luke, in my opinion, and then read Acts. That's just me. I'm a Christian lurker. Jay, you're looking for objective truth. So let me shout out to the 500 people here hanging out. What a crazy live stream this has been. It's not that I'm looking for objective. I know what the objective truth is, in my opinion. I believe Jesus died on the cross for my sins. I believe he's real. And I believe one day when I die, I'll be in heaven with all good people that feel the same way. My problem is growing up in a church that over dissected the Bible just really unchurched me for a little while. And now I'm trying to figure it out again, if that makes sense. Going to a church, for instance, Jesus says, hey, if you got 2 coats, give one to someone in need. Right? If you never heard that verse, I had to learn that thing in Greek. I had to learn that thing in Hebrew. We had to pray about that. We sang songs about helping. We did Bible studies about that verse. We listened to, I mean, it's like we over dissected where I'm like, if you see someone that's cold and they need a coat, just give them one. Is it really that complicated? Why do I got to do all that stuff? And I felt like this. I felt like, especially in America, we consume so much Christian stuff, right? You ever see someone that consumes too much food? They eat, they get really fat. They can't. How about like they consume so much they can't even walk anymore, right? They can't even freaking walk. There's shows about it, like 600-pound life. People that are so fat they can't do physical activity. In my feeble brain, I felt like there was a time growing up, like that's all we ever did as Christians. We consumed Christian t-shirts and Christian music and Christian podcasts and Christian study and Christian this and pray about this and learn it in the Greek and learn in the Hebrew and learn in this. And let's see how it's like we just consumed and if we forgot how to walk the walk, all we did was consume. And then the next fun thing came out for Christians, like WWJD. What would Jesus do? Put that on a shirt. Put it on a bracelet. Here's a sermon series. Here's this. Here's that. Let's dissect that. Let's do this. Let's do that. It's like consume. And then the next thing came out, whatever it was. Then the next Christian fad came out. It was like consume. And I'm like, here the whole time I'm sitting there like, Jesus said, if you have 2 coats, give one away. Are we overcomplicating this? Are we overcomplicating it? We consume so much now. We don't even walk the walk anymore. We just constantly consume. We're just at the buffet of the almighty Christian commercialism. And it's like, that's it. We don't even teach people how to walk anymore, how to walk in the gospel, how to walk in peace. And, you know, you go and you hear a sermon. It's like, you need to have joy. Joy is what? And it's like, well, how? How do I have joy in my life? How the heck do I have joy in my life? You need to walk me through the process of understanding God's joy in my life. You just can't say I got to have it. You should give to the poor. Why should I give to the poor? Explain that to me. Show me how. Why is it important to my spiritual walk by helping the poor? Like all that stuff. Anyway, all that being said, I'm rambling on. That's just where I was at. And it's like, I got to like clear all that stuff out of the way and just read and take it one step at a time. Does that make sense? Or am I just like, am I alone here? You know? Does that make sense? I don't want to be a consumer of the next Christian fad. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm not saying that they don't bring people to God. I'm not saying any of that stuff. I just had to get back to basics of, if you see somebody hungry, give them something to eat. And I'm like, it's not that complicated. It's not that complicated to me, at least not yet. I don't need to know about the 7 golden candles of the trumpet sounds of like the St. Andrew or what. I don't need to know that. I don't need to know that. Some people love that stuff, and that's great. I don't need to know when the rapture's happening, the end times, the Antichrist, and all that stuff. I was beat over the head with that stuff growing up. I just want to know, I'm on this earth today. What do I need to do today? All that other stuff is going to take care of it, whether I knew it or not. You know what I mean? Like, what is my purpose today? What am I supposed to do today? Am I supposed to forgive someone today? Am I supposed to remove people from my life today that have been holding me back? What am I working on today? That's it. Man, I'm going off today. I'm sorry. Like, this ain't normal. This ain't a normal show. Usually we talk politics. But yeah, that's it. That's all I'm saying. Like, don't complicate it for me. And if I'm wrong, I hope I get corrected. Biblically constipated is what my pastor calls it. All input and no output. That's what happens when you eat and you never walk. Basically, I'm saying if you consume biblical knowledge and never exercise it, then you just become one of those people that never walk. Love you, Jay. Maybe try Jay Dreyer debates for Christian. I don't debate anybody because I'm terrible at it. I don't need to debate. I'm trying to figure it out on my own. I don't need somebody else beating me over the head. Does that make sense? Some people are great debaters. I'm not one of them. I'll just sit back and be like, well, I don't agree with you. That's it. Like, I love my Catholic brothers and the priests that show up in here, but I'm not Catholic. You guys got too many books in the Bible. I'm just trying to figure out a couple. I don't need the extra books to read. I ain't there yet, man. Let me try to get through what Jesus wants from me before I get into the Catholicism and all that stuff. Losers like Don and Kamala think all blacks are stupid and on their side, and they scold blacks that don't agree with them. Kohlhauser is correct. I might really anger people. I really feel if Jesus was walking around today, that he would love to come and hang out and have a meal and like tell stories and laugh and all that stuff. I really feel like the Jesus that I read in the Bible was like that. I mean, he went to Zacchaeus' house. He went to others. They had wine there. Jesus turned water into wine. It's like, he's the kind of guy that would sit back and have a beer with you and just kind of be like, yo, what's going on, man? Let's talk, let's hang out. And I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to do this in my life. And he'd just be like, buddy, what are you doing, man? Don't do that. Go do this over here. Go do that over there. You know what I mean? Go do that over there. Do these women not realize all the rights exist at our pleasure? Yeah, only by staying our hand and defending them they able to engage in this nonsense. 100%, Graham. 100%. These fake pastors are so freaking crazy to me. Jay, I mean, start watching. Jay, I meant start watching Jay Dreyer, who's an Orthodox. I watch. There's actually 3 pastors that I watch on a regular. One of them is an Orthodox guy. He's got a beard, like. I found him through. Is that his name? Maybe I already watch him. I found him through like Instagram reels. He got stabbed in his church one day, and by a. Oh, I know who I know exactly who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about. I watch. Man, we're getting into like some weird territory. I mean, I watched this guy right here. He's in Australia. I watched this guy. He's in Australia. What's his name?
A bishop stabbed inside of a church while delivering a sermon.
Australia heatedly inside an Orthodox Assyrian in mourning again after two rare
This happened how long ago? This was a year ago.
and unrelated stabbing attacks in 3
A Muslim
days.
came in and
On
there he is.
Monday,
I watched this guy. What the freak is his name? Bishop. I watched this guy. He's funny, man. He's funny, but man, I watch him, and then I watch another guy. It's Bishop Mari. Is that his name? Only because this is freaking real, dude. The fact that a Muslim came in.
horrific moment captured on a church service live stream. In the middle of a sermon, a bishop stabbed repeatedly inside an Orthodox Assyrian church in what authorities are now calling a terror attack. Cell phone video from inside that was verified by Reuters shows the suspect, who police say is just 15 years old, pinned down by other
15,
churchgoers
man.
and later arrested.
The young person has sustained injuries to his hand as a result of his actions. We do know that he's not a regular attendee at the church.
While other worshippers rushed to the bishop's side before first responders arrived. And early
The guy
violence. News.
Thanks for watching.
The bishop came out and spoke about that. And Bishop Mari. Yeah. I have his hold on.
They've spoken, saying he forgives his alleged attacker. Mari Emmanuel also pleaded to the media.
Year-old Danny Mansell makes his way from Blacktown Court and into the spotlight of waiting media.
I thought it was gonna only be 5 or 10 people there at the church, but after I saw it's bigger. I thought
This freaking dude just walked away. Did he just freaking walk away? This guy stabbed a pastor and I don't know the law over there in Australia.
my mate, I just want to go home.
It was his own Instagram that allegedly led heavily armed police to his door on Powers Road in Doomben.
I say to you, you're my son, and you'll always be in my prayer. And for this young man, I say to you, you're my son, and you'll always be in my praise.
This afternoon, the Premier met with religious leaders for the second time this week as social media posts circulate through the
Wild, man. Anyway, yeah, I watch him. He's funny though. He's he talks about people like Baptists and stuff, and he's pretty funny. But his sermons are online too. So for what that's worth. Wait until you hear about the new gospel that Mormons found. Just don't get hung up in what John says in Revelations about it being the last one. Man, that's a whole nother conversation. Jeremy the Corden called into Jay Dreyer's show. Yeah. There's a lot of good, I guess, Christian people that like to debate. Right now, and also, I'm really into, Wes Huff stuff, if you know Wes, because I love the history when he teaches, the history of the Bible and all that stuff. So I love that. His YouTube channel is a plethora of great, good information, in my opinion. But anyway, everybody's on their own path, Everybody's got to be on their own path, their own road. And, yeah, just do their own thing. Find their road, do their thing, and let God lead you to where you need to be. For me, I'm just trying to remember basics. Like I said, I think I've been oversaturated with stuff for so long. Look at this. Canadian Bear celebrates National Poo Day. National Poo Day was yesterday. Yo, look at that, bro. I never tripped Winnie the Pooh. We've already proven that. Oh, man. It's a Monday. It's a Monday. It's a Monday. That's actually that should definitely be a thumbnail, I'll tell you. It's a Monday. Hey, God bless you guys. If you are a supportive member of the Patreon, there's a post I need you guys to answer before I make the spotlight reel. So if you're a part of the Rebels or higher on my Patreon, then please go in there and like answer the question. So I want to reward you guys for like supporting me over there. That's the best place to support me. I appreciate you over there. We're actually talking about a trip to Japan. So pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff happening over on the Patreon. Don't forget to check it out. If you don't have the money to support on Patreon, you can join as a free member. You still get access to a lot of the chats and some giveaways and things like that over there as well. So I'd love it if you guys came over there and hung out with us on Patreon. Once like the book sale thing starts to die down, I usually we usually hang out in the chats, you know, for a little bit, like once or twice a week. And we have a good time over there. You guys help me design the next 9-line shirts. You guys are helping with the meetups and everything. It's all over there on the Patreon page. If you want to know like where I'm going to be at, where we can hang out, you know, on the different meetups this year. That's it. How are the book sales now? I didn't really push it. I don't have it up. I think it's like 1,140. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, please back Daughter's Revenge in the pinned comment. Shout out to all of you. What a crazy live stream. Totally not what I had in mind, but that's where we're at. But God bless you. Be the reason someone smiles today. And if you haven't done so, please help us out on this project and order The Daughter's Revenge.
There have been 1,000 terrors of the sea, born of myth and legend. But there's never been anything quite as dangerous as that man right there. Jonathan Reed.